If your income stops the moment you stop working, then you are not free. You are only surviving. Every day, people wake up early, rush to work, give their energy away, and go to sleep tired. Then they wake up and do it again. Day after day. Year after year. Most people never stop to ask themselves a simple question. Is this really the only way to live? What if you could build something once, and that thing continued to pay you over and over again? Not just for a short time, not only until retirement, but for the rest of your life. That is what this audiobook is about. Building assets that pay you forever is not just an idea. It is a different way of thinking. It is the moment you stop selling every hour of your life and start creating things that work for you while you sleep, travel, rest, or spend time with people you love. You don't need a lot of money to start. You don't need special connections. You need the right mindset and a clear direction. If you are tired of chasing money and feeling like it always stays just out of reach, stay with me. What you are about to hear can change the way you see money forever. Chapter 1. How money actually works. Money is more than paper or numbers on a screen. Money represents choices. It represents direction. It shows how you think and how you live. Everyone has a relationship with money. Some people use money as a tool. Others feel controlled by it. But money itself is neutral. It has no feelings. It does not judge you. It simply reacts to how you treat it. When you understand money, it starts working for you. When you don't, you end up working for it your entire life. Most people talk about money only in terms of earning more, but that is not where the real problem is. The real question is not, how do I make more money? The real question is, what do I do with the money I already have? Because the way you handle a small amount of money is the same way you will handle a large amount. If you waste a little, you will waste a lot. If you manage a little well, you will manage a lot well. Money does not change who you are. It simply makes you more of what you already are. Understanding money starts with awareness. Every time money comes into your life, you should know where it goes. You should know what it is doing. Most people don't. They spend without thinking. They buy things to feel better, to impress others, or to escape stress. But money is not meant to fix emotions. Money is meant to create freedom. When you guide money with intention, it grows. When you ignore it, it disappears quietly. Understanding money is not about saying no to everything. It is about control. It is about deciding instead of reacting. Here is an important truth. Money is not the cause. Money is the result. You are not paid for time. You are paid for value. Two people can work the same number of hours and earn very different incomes. The difference is not effort. The difference is value. The world pays for solutions. It pays for skills. It pays for results. So instead of chasing money, focus on becoming more valuable. Learn new skills. Improve what you offer. Grow your knowledge. Every skill you build creates new opportunities for income. Another important rule: money needs order. When finances are messy, money slips away. That is why structure matters. Every dollar should have a purpose. Some money is for living. Some is for saving. Some is for investing. Some is for giving. Money respects structure. Think of money like workers. If you don't tell them what to do, they leave. Give every dollar a job and it starts working for you, even when you are not working. There is also a mental side to money. Many people grow up hearing that money is bad or that rich people are greedy. These beliefs create limits. Money is not bad. It only shows who you already are. If you are generous, money allows you to help more people. If you are selfish, money shows that too. Money gives you options. It gives you freedom of choice. One of the most important lessons is understanding the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset brings money into your life. A liability takes money out. Many people confuse the two. They buy things that look good, but slowly drain them. Expensive cars, bigger houses than they need, gadgets that lose value immediately. These things may feel good for a moment, but they don't create freedom. Real wealth comes from assets, from things that grow. Knowledge, businesses, skills, systems, investments that continue to produce value long after your effort ends. Time is also part of money. Time is your most valuable resource. You can lose money and earn it back. But once time is gone, it never returns. People who build wealth respect time. They avoid distractions that lead nowhere. They use their time to build things that grow. Small actions done consistently create big results. Reading every day builds knowledge. Saving a little each week builds security. Investing patiently builds freedom. Money grows slowly at first. Then suddenly, money also follows attention. If you avoid your finances, they control you. If you face them, you gain control. Awareness leads to calm. Calm leads to better decisions. Gratitude also matters. When you appreciate what you already have, you stop acting from fear. You stop rushing. You start building with confidence. Money is meant to move. Saving gives safety. Investing creates growth. Saving without a plan leads nowhere. Saving with intention builds a future. Money does not solve every problem, but it removes the stress of survival. And once survival is handled, you can focus on meaning, purpose, and impact. Wealth grows in stages. Sometimes you plant. Sometimes you wait. Sometimes you harvest. The key is consistency. Money needs leadership, direction, control. That leadership is yours. Every dollar you earn can buy comfort today or freedom tomorrow. The choice is always yours. You do not need to be rich to begin. You need to begin to become rich. Understanding money is the first step toward building assets that pay you forever. Not because of luck, but because of awareness, discipline, and clear thinking. In the end, money is not about greed. It is about freedom. Freedom of time. Freedom of choice. Freedom of life. Chapter 2. Build assets that grow while you rest. Building assets that grow while you rest begins with one simple realization. Hard work alone does not create freedom. Most people live in a cycle. They work hard, earn money, get tired, rest briefly, and then start again. Their income depends completely on their presence. If they stop, the money stops too. That is not freedom. That is dependence. Real freedom starts when your effort today continues to reward you tomorrow. An asset is something you build once that keeps producing value over time. It works even when you are not working. When you create assets, your time multiplies. Your energy is protected. Your income no longer depends on constant effort. The first step is understanding the difference between working for money and building something that works for you. When you work for money, you trade hours for income. Each hour is gone forever. You can earn more money later, but you can never earn more time. Once you understand this, your thinking begins to change. You stop asking, "How can I make more money this month?" And you start asking, "What can I build that will pay me even when I'm not working?" That question is the foundation of asset building. An asset is anything that continues to create value without your daily involvement. It can be a small online business, a rental property, a digital product, an investment, a system built around your skills, even a personal brand. The form is not what matters most. The principle is what matters. Focused effort now. Repeated rewards later. Many people struggle with this idea because they want fast results. They want immediate proof. But assets grow slowly at first. Like seeds in the ground, they develop quietly before they show visible results. To build assets that grow while you rest, you must develop an ownership mindset. Ownership means responsibility. It means you stop waiting for your job, your employer, or luck to secure your future. You take control. You decide to become the builder of your income. This is not just about money. It is about control over your life. When you own assets, you own time. You own options. You own flexibility. Even small assets give you power because they reduce dependence. The next step is identifying what kind of assets fit you. Everyone has something valuable they can build. If you have knowledge, you can turn it into content, courses, or guidance that helps others. If you have skills, you can build systems around them. If you have savings, you can direct that money into investments that grow over time. You do not need to copy someone else's path. You need to build around your strengths. Many people underestimate what they can create in 5 years because they focus only on what they can gain in 5 days. Asset building rewards patience, not impatience. Money earned from assets feels different. It brings calm instead of stress, confidence instead of anxiety, choice instead of pressure. But assets do not appear by accident. They are built intentionally. You start by setting aside a portion of what you earn. No matter how small it feels, consistency matters more than size. The habit of building is more important than the amount at the beginning. Each month, direct something toward your future. Asset building also requires learning. You cannot grow what you do not understand. Learn how money works. Learn how systems work. Learn how investments and businesses grow. Study people who have built long-term wealth with discipline, not shortcuts. Knowledge reduces risk. Clarity replaces fear. The more you understand, the less you depend on luck. Another important part of building assets is automation. Automation means creating systems that continue working without constant attention. Automatic savings, automatic investments, digital products, content that keeps reaching people, systems that repeat without your involvement. Technology makes this possible for almost anyone today. The tools exist. The question is whether you will use them intentionally or stay stuck repeating the same daily effort. Asset building also requires emotional discipline. Progress will feel slow at times. You may feel like nothing is happening. That does not mean nothing is growing. Seeds grow underground before they appear above the surface. Do not dig up your work too early. Trust the process. Stay consistent. Quiet periods are where discipline matters most. Risk is part of building assets, but risk does not mean recklessness. Smart risk is measured, educated, planned. Start small. Learn. Adjust. Expand with confidence. The goal is not to gamble. The goal is to grow steadily. Over time, you build a collection of assets. Some produce income, some grow in value, some protect your money. Together, they form a system that supports your life even when you step away. That is what freedom feels like. Freedom is not doing nothing. Freedom is knowing your progress continues even when you rest. Assets are built through small, repeated actions, not dramatic leaps. The person who invests a small amount consistently often outpaces the one who acts once and quits. Consistency compounds. Habits create momentum. Momentum creates results. Results build confidence. Leverage is another powerful principle. Leverage means using tools, systems, or people to multiply your effort. Automation, content, investments, collaboration. Leverage allows limited effort to produce unlimited reach. Smart builders design systems instead of exhausting themselves. As assets begin to generate income, discipline becomes even more important. Reinvest part of what you earn. Let growth feed growth. Compounding is powerful when you allow it to work. Each dollar you reinvest becomes another worker supporting your future. Asset building also requires sacrifice. You must say no to short-term comfort so you can say yes to long-term freedom. Wealth is not built by how much you earn. It is built by how much you keep and grow. Every spending decision is a choice between today and tomorrow. Choose wisely. You do not need perfect conditions to start. You do not need large capital. You need direction. Even small projects create momentum. Start with one asset, one system, one idea. The goal is not speed. The goal is progress. As your assets grow, so does your belief in yourself. You stop seeing money as something you chase. You start seeing it as something you build. You move from survival to stability, from stability to confidence, from confidence to freedom. That is the power of building assets that grow while you rest. Chapter 3. Use your mind as your greatest asset. Everything you create in life begins in your mind. Every result you experience, every level of income you reach, every opportunity you attract starts with the way you think. Your mind is your greatest asset because it controls how you use every other asset you have. Money can be lost and earned again. Skills can be learned again. Opportunities can come and go. But a trained mind keeps creating value again and again. The biggest difference between people who grow financially and those who stay stuck is not luck. It is not intelligence. It is how they use their mind. Some people see problems everywhere. Others see opportunities. Some people focus on what can go wrong. Others focus on what can be built. Your attention shapes your results. What you focus on grows. If you think small, your actions stay small. If you think in terms of growth, your life begins to expand. Your mind is not meant to store problems. It is meant to produce solutions. To use your mind as an asset, you must learn how to feed it. What you listen to, what you watch, and what you read every day has a direct effect on how you think. Information is food for the mind. And just like food for the body, not all information is healthy. If you constantly consume negativity, gossip, and distraction, your thinking becomes weak and unfocused. But when you feed your mind with useful knowledge, clear principles, and purpose, it starts producing ideas that move your life forward. Successful people protect their mind carefully because they understand its value. Your mind has enormous potential, but many people never use it because they fill it with limits. They repeat the same thoughts over and over. I'm not smart enough. It's too late for me. I don't have what it takes. These thoughts are not facts. They are habits. Every level of growth begins with a decision to think differently. When you challenge your old beliefs, you begin to see options where others see walls. Awareness is the beginning of change. To use your mind effectively, you must understand how it works. The mind follows patterns. Whatever you repeat becomes automatic. If you repeat doubt, your mind looks for reasons to stop. If you repeat belief, your mind looks for ways to move forward. Your subconscious mind does not argue. It accepts what you give it. That is why focus, repetition, and clarity matter. When you give your mind a clear direction and remind it daily, your actions slowly align with that direction. Your mind also needs a target. A mind without direction drifts toward comfort and distraction. You need clarity about what you want to build, who you want to become, and how you want to live. Clarity gives your thinking structure. Structure turns wishes into plans. When you know what you are aiming for, you waste less energy. You become intentional. You stop reacting to everything around you. Discipline is another key. A disciplined mind is stronger than circumstances. Many people fail not because they lack ability, but because they lack focus. They chase trends. They react emotionally. They quit too early. A disciplined mind stays calm under pressure. It pauses before reacting. It chooses long-term results over short-term comfort. Every time you resist distraction, you strengthen mental control. And the stronger your control, the greater your ability to build wealth and peace. Curiosity is also part of a strong mind. Curiosity keeps your thinking alive. It pushes you to learn, explore, and question. People who stop learning stop growing. They repeat the same year over and over because their thinking never changes. Every new idea you study becomes a tool. Over time, your knowledge compounds just like money. Imagination is another mental asset. Everything that exists today was once an idea. Someone imagined it before it became real. Your ability to imagine better outcomes allows you to create them. When you visualize success, your actions begin to support it. When your mind believes something is possible, it starts searching for ways to make it real. Your emotions are connected to your thoughts. If your emotions control you, your results become unstable. Building anything meaningful requires emotional control. Fear, anger, and doubt can block good decisions. Learning to stay calm under pressure protects your mind. It allows you to think clearly when others panic. Your mind also needs daily exercise. Just like the body weakens without movement, the mind weakens without challenge. Read new topics, solve problems, reflect on experiences. Growth comes from mental resistance. Difficulty is not your enemy. It is training. Reflection turns experience into wisdom. When something works or fails, pause and ask what you learned. That habit prevents wasted mistakes. Your environment also shapes your thinking. The people you spend time with influence how you see the world. Surround yourself with builders, learners, and thinkers. Distance yourself from constant negativity. Protect your mental environment. Silence is also important. In a world full of noise, clarity is created in quiet moments. Give your mind space to think. Step away from screens. Stillness improves focus. Your mind works best when used with intention. A directed mind creates results. A scattered mind creates confusion. Belief is another powerful factor. People who achieve great things refuse to believe something is impossible. When you replace "I can't" with "How can I?", your brain begins searching for solutions. Your language shapes your thinking. Finally, treat your mind like the asset it is. Feed it with quality input. Challenge it with goals. Rest it when needed. Strengthen it through learning. Your mind is the engine behind your income, your results, and your future. When your mind is strong, you can rebuild anything, anywhere, anytime. You are not limited by what you have. You are limited by how you think. Use your mind wisely, and it will pay you for the rest of your life. Chapter 4. Create income that frees your daily time. Freedom begins when your income no longer depends on every hour of your day. Most people trade time for money. They wake up, go to work, complete tasks, and get paid only because they showed up. When they stop working, the income stops. That system creates pressure, stress, and constant fear of falling behind. Creating income that frees your daily time is not about avoiding work. It is about designing work that keeps paying you after the effort is done. The goal is simple. Use your time today to build systems that give you time tomorrow. Many people work harder instead of smarter. They stay busy all day, but never move closer to freedom. True progress starts when you ask a different question. How can I make my time work for me? Time-free income comes from systems, assets, and structures that do not require your constant attention. It allows you to choose how you spend your day instead of being controlled by a schedule. When you build this kind of income, you stop waking up to survive. You start waking up with purpose. The first step is awareness. Look honestly at your life. Ask yourself how much of your income depends entirely on your presence. If the answer is all of it, then you don't have freedom yet. You are renting out your time. There is nothing wrong with starting there, but it cannot be where you stay. You must build income that continues when you rest, travel, or focus on growth. This type of income is called leveraged income. It means your time, skills, or money keep working even when you are not. Leverage begins with systems. A system is something that repeats without you managing every detail. It could be a digital product that sells online, a service that runs automatically, a business supported by a team, or an investment that pays regularly. Systems allow your ideas to work full-time. You do the hard work once, and the system keeps paying you back. That is how effort multiplies. Another key principle is scaling your value. When you work hourly, your income has a limit. But when you package your knowledge or skills, you can help many people at once. One product can reach hundreds. One idea can reach thousands. Instead of trading time one-to-one, you increase reach. Books, courses, digital products, content, and systems allow your work to continue without your presence. The more people your work serves, the more freedom you gain. You must also learn the difference between being busy and being productive. Many people stay busy all day, but build nothing lasting. They confuse movement with progress. Real productivity means doing fewer things that create long-term results. An hour spent learning automation can save hundreds of hours later. A clear plan can prevent months of wasted effort. Freedom comes from focus, not exhaustion. Delegation is another important skill. Many people trap themselves because they try to do everything alone. They fear losing control, but freedom grows when you allow others to support your process. Hiring help, using freelancers, or partnering wisely gives you back time. And time is the real profit. To free your time, you must think like a designer, not just a worker. A worker asks, "What do I need to do today?" A designer asks, "What can I build that keeps working tomorrow?" Designers create systems that sustain themselves. They simplify, automate, and improve processes instead of repeating the same effort every day. Technology is one of your greatest allies. Today, almost anyone can build income streams using simple tools. You can create digital content, online products, or automated services. You can use platforms to share your ideas with the world. Technology gives you leverage, but only if you use it with intention. Time-free income always starts small. Many people wait for the perfect idea or the perfect moment. But freedom begins with one small system, one side project, one income stream. Momentum matters more than size. Each small success builds belief. Belief fuels consistency. Consistency creates results. Another important element is structure. If you want income to free your time, you must manage your money wisely. Use active income to build passive income. Save and invest instead of spending everything. When money starts replacing your effort, pressure disappears. This process takes time. In the early stages, it may feel like you are working hard for little return. But what you are building is leverage. And leverage grows quietly before it becomes powerful. One day, you will notice that systems you built months or years ago are now supporting your life. That is when freedom becomes real. Success is not about being busy. It is about having control over your time. True wealth gives you space to live. Your environment also matters. Surround yourself with people who think beyond short-term effort. Learn from those who have built systems, not just jobs. Avoid those who glorify exhaustion as success. Freedom does not mean doing nothing. It means doing what matters most to you. When income flows through systems, you gain space to grow your mind, your relationships, and your peace. Anyone can build time-free income. Start by identifying where your income depends completely on you. Then slowly replace, delegate, or automate those areas. Each change moves you closer to freedom. Build once, improve constantly, expand patiently. One day, you will wake up without rushing. Your income will flow quietly in the background, and your time will finally belong to you. That is not luck. That is design. Because the real purpose of wealth is not buying things. It is buying time. And when you own your time, you own your life. Chapter 5. Turn your passion into long-term profit. Passion is what gives meaning to effort. It is the quiet energy inside you that makes hard work feel lighter and time pass faster. When passion is connected to profit, work stops feeling empty. It becomes purposeful. Many people spend years working on things they do not care about. They earn money, but feel unfulfilled. That is because money alone does not create satisfaction. Passion gives work a reason. Turning passion into long-term profit begins with self-awareness. You must understand what truly matters to you. What activities give you energy instead of draining it? What topics do you naturally enjoy learning about? What could you talk about for hours without getting bored? Passion is not temporary excitement. Excitement fades. Real passion stays. It is what pulls you forward even when no one is watching. Once you identify your passion, the next step is connecting it to value. Passion by itself does not create income. Value does. People pay for solutions. They pay for clarity, guidance, improvement, or enjoyment. If your passion can help others solve a problem, learn a skill, or feel something meaningful, it can become profitable. The goal is simple. Combine what you love with what people need. That is where sustainable income is created. Start by asking what you already know that others might find useful. Your experiences, skills, and lessons have value. You do not need to be the best in the world. You only need to be one step ahead of someone else. Once you recognize your value, you can shape it into something others can access. Content, coaching, products, services, systems. Passion becomes profit when it is structured. Enthusiasm helps you start, but structure keeps you going. You need a clear plan to turn what you love into something repeatable. Treat it like a business, not just a hobby. Consistency is what turns passion into income. There will be days when motivation feels low, days when progress is slow, days when no one notices your work. Those moments are part of the process. Every meaningful project has a quiet phase. Your job during that phase is to keep improving, to keep learning, to keep showing up. The world rewards those who stay consistent longer than others quit. Long-term profit requires patience. Quick results rarely last. When you build around trends, income fades when trends change. When you build around purpose and value, income grows over time. Build something that people will need not just today, but years from now. Your story matters. People connect with authenticity. When you share real experiences, struggles, and lessons, trust is built. And trust is powerful. Trust turns listeners into supporters, supporters into customers, customers into long-term believers. Profit built on trust lasts because it is real. Adaptability is also essential. Your passion will grow as you grow. Be open to change. Keep learning. Improve your methods without losing your message. Keep your purpose steady. Let your approach evolve. Multiple income streams protect your passion. Do not rely on a single source of income. Expand wisely. If you teach, create courses or books. If you create, build systems around your work. If you serve, find ways to scale your impact. This reduces pressure and allows creativity to flow freely. You do not need permission to begin. Your background does not limit your future. Start where you are with what you have. Every great journey begins with a small action. Record the video. Write the post. Share the idea. Momentum grows from action. Passion thrives in connection. Build relationships with people who support growth. Collaboration expands reach and strengthens purpose. When passion meets community, impact multiplies. Manage your passion-based income wisely. As earnings grow, avoid rushing into lifestyle upgrades. Reinvest in learning, tools, and systems. Financial discipline protects creative freedom. Passion also needs balance. Loving what you do does not mean working endlessly. Rest matters. Reflection matters. Energy must be protected. A rested mind creates clearly. A burned-out mind creates noise. Stay humble. Remain a student. Growth stops when learning stops. Every new level requires new thinking. The greatest reward of passion-led work is impact. You are not just earning money. You are contributing value. Your work becomes part of someone else's progress. That is real success. One day, you will realize that what once felt impossible is now your reality. Not because of luck, but because you stayed aligned with what matters to you. Turning passion into profit does more than change income. It changes identity. You become a creator, a builder, someone living in alignment. That is one of the highest forms of wealth. Chapter 6. Invest in things that build. Real independence. Independence is not created by chance. It is built by choices made consistently over time. Real independence means your life does not collapse when circumstances change. It means you are not controlled by one job, one paycheck, or someone else's decisions. Independence gives you the ability to choose calmly, without fear. To build that kind of freedom, you must invest wisely. Not only money, but time, attention, and energy. Many people think investing is only about money. But real independence begins with how you invest yourself. The first and most important investment is in your own growth. Skills, knowledge, and discipline can never be taken away from you. Markets change. Jobs disappear. But what you know and how you think stay with you. When you invest in learning, you increase your value. And when your value grows, your options grow. Financial independence also requires understanding money. Money without knowledge is fragile. You can gain it quickly and lose it just as fast. That is why education is the foundation of lasting wealth. Learn how money moves. Learn how to protect it. Learn how to grow it. Knowledge gives control. Lack of knowledge gives control to others. True independence is built through assets, not possessions. Many people confuse owning things with being wealthy. They buy items that look impressive, but slowly drain their finances. Cars lose value. Gadgets break. Luxury fades quickly. Assets work differently. Assets create income. They grow. They support your life instead of costing you energy. Businesses, investments, systems, and skills give you security because they continue producing value. When you invest in assets, you invest in stability. Clarity matters when investing. Never invest without knowing why. Do not chase trends or follow others blindly. Every decision should support your long-term vision. Independence looks different for everyone. For some, it means security. For others, flexibility. For others, peace of mind. Know your reason. Patience is essential. Fast gains often come with fast losses. Real independence is built slowly through consistent effort. Each small decision compounds over time. Saving regularly, investing wisely, reinvesting returns. Discipline is the quiet force behind freedom. Independence is also emotional. Stress, comparison, and fear weaken decision-making. Emotional independence means you are not controlled by noise or pressure. You choose based on values, not fear. Relationships are also an investment. The people around you influence your mindset and direction. Surround yourself with those who encourage growth, responsibility, and progress. Independence does not mean isolation. It means choosing influence wisely. Multiple income streams strengthen independence. Relying on one source is risky. Build gradually, one stream at a time. Balance income sources so stability grows. Health is another form of independence. Without energy, freedom loses meaning. Take care of your body. Movement, rest, and nutrition support clear thinking and long-term success. Mindset is also an investment. A strong mindset adapts. A weak one gives up. Train your thinking to see challenges as lessons. Growth comes from response, not circumstance. Protect your time. Time is limited. Use it intentionally. Learn to say no to distractions that steal progress. Time invested wisely returns freedom. Adaptability keeps independence alive. The world changes. Skills evolve. Stay curious. Stay flexible. Independence belongs to those who keep learning. Integrity matters. Shortcuts may bring quick wins, but they weaken foundations. Independence built on honesty lasts longer and attracts better opportunities. Creativity also supports independence. Creative thinking helps you find solutions where others see problems. It opens doors and builds resilience. True independence comes from strength within. When you invest in your mind, habits, relationships, and assets, you build a foundation that survives change. Independence is not selfish. It is responsible. It allows you to support others without fear, to give without pressure, to live with confidence. Every small investment you make today moves you closer to freedom tomorrow. And one day, you will realize independence was never about escaping work. It was about building stability, control, and peace. That is real wealth. Chapter 7. Develop money discipline that never fades. Money discipline is the quiet strength behind every lasting fortune. It is not about how much you earn. It is about how you manage what you already have. Many people believe wealth comes from luck or opportunity, but lasting wealth is built through discipline. Discipline means consistency. It means patience. It means doing what is right even when emotions push you in another direction. Money discipline is not a moment. It is a habit. And habits shape your future. Discipline begins in the mind before it ever appears in your bank account. You cannot manage money properly if your thinking is chaotic. Money always follows mindset. If you treat money carelessly when it is small, you will treat it the same way when it grows. If you respect it early, it will stay with you later. Discipline starts with honesty. You must be willing to look at your finances clearly. Many people avoid checking their accounts because it makes them uncomfortable. But avoidance creates stress. Awareness creates control. Know your income. Know your expenses. Know your debts. Know your savings. Numbers do not judge you. They guide you. When you face reality, you move from fear to power. Structure is the next step. Money needs direction. Without a plan, it disappears quietly. Discipline means deciding in advance where your money should go. A simple plan creates clarity. Clarity reduces waste. Reduced waste creates growth. Budgeting is not restriction. Budgeting is freedom. It allows you to spend with confidence instead of guilt. It helps you choose intentionally instead of emotionally. Emotions are the enemy of discipline. Most financial mistakes come from impulse, fear, comparison, pressure. Discipline means pausing before spending, asking whether a purchase adds real value or just temporary comfort. Saving is another pillar of discipline. Saving is not about being cheap. It is about protecting your future. Even small amounts saved consistently build confidence and security. Discipline grows through repetition. Each time you choose patience, discipline strengthens. Each time you delay gratification, your future becomes stronger. Debt also tests discipline. Debt can help you grow or trap you in stress. Use it carefully. Avoid debt that supports lifestyle instead of growth. Paying off debt builds confidence and independence. Automation supports discipline. When good actions happen automatically, discipline becomes effortless. Automatic savings, automatic investments. Systems remove temptation. Gratitude strengthens discipline. When you appreciate what you already have, you spend less out of fear. Contentment protects progress. Discipline does not mean perfection. Mistakes will happen. What matters is learning and continuing. Discipline grows through reflection, not guilt. Over time, money discipline becomes part of who you are. Calm replaces anxiety. Control replaces chaos. Discipline does not limit freedom. It creates it. Chapter 8. Automate your income to escape. Financial stress. Financial stress comes from uncertainty. Automation replaces uncertainty with structure. Automating your income means creating systems that handle money decisions consistently without relying on willpower. It reduces stress and protects progress. Automation starts with clarity. You must know what comes in and what goes out. Once you understand the flow, you can design it. Pay yourself first. Set automatic transfers to savings and investments as soon as income arrives. Even small percentages create powerful habits. Automate your bills. Late payments create stress that can be avoided completely. Scheduled payments bring peace. Automate saving. Saving what is left rarely works. Saving first builds security. Separate accounts help remove temptation. Automate investing. Consistency beats intensity. Small automatic investments compound over time. Automation also applies to income creation. Digital products, online systems, investments, assets that work quietly without constant effort. Automation does not remove responsibility. It supports discipline. Review systems regularly. Adjust when needed. Automation reduces decision fatigue. When fewer choices drain your energy, focus improves. Simplify finances. Too many accounts create confusion. Simplicity increases control. Separate business and personal income. Clear systems create calm thinking. Automation creates peace, not because money increases overnight, but because structure replaces chaos. When systems run in the background, you stop worrying, you start building. Chapter 9. Think like a creator, not a consumer. The biggest difference between wealthy people and struggling people is not income, it is mindset. Consumers focus on spending, creators focus on building. A consumer asks, "What can I buy?" A creator asks, "What can I create?" Creation builds value. Consumption drains it. Thinking like a creator means seeing problems as opportunities. It means producing instead of reacting. Creators use time intentionally. They build ideas, systems, solutions. Creators learn to apply knowledge, not just consume it. Every skill becomes a tool. Every idea becomes potential income. Creators invest money to grow value, not status. Creation requires consistency. You do not wait for motivation. You show up anyway. Failure is feedback, not defeat. Creators learn. Consumers quit. Your environment matters. Surround yourself with builders, not complainers. Thinking like a creator gives you control. Control builds confidence. Confidence builds wealth. Chapter 10. Build wealth that outlives your working years. Working years are preparation years. Wealth that lasts is built long before you stop working. True freedom means your income continues even when your effort slows down. Ownership matters. Income disappears when spent. Ownership continues to produce value. Assets support life long term. Saving protects money. Investing grows it. Time is the most powerful factor. The earlier you start, the stronger the result. Wealth requires structure, patience, and discipline. Diversification protects stability. Protection matters. Insurance, planning, and preparation preserve what you build. Lasting wealth is not loud. It is calm. It removes fear. It creates choice. Legacy begins with intention. Build knowledge, not just money. Teach principles, not dependency. Wealth that outlives you is built with patience and purpose. Chapter 11. Stop trading time for money. The moment you understand that time is limited, everything changes. Most people trade hours for income without questioning it. They give their best energy to work, and when the day ends, there is little left for life. This trade feels normal, but it comes with a cost. Time once spent is gone forever. Money can be earned again. Time cannot. Breaking free from this cycle starts with awareness. Ask yourself how much of your income depends completely on your physical presence. If your time is required for every dollar, you are trapped in exchange. The solution is not working more hours. The solution is building leverage. Leverage allows one action to create many results. Systems, assets, and automation reduce the need to trade time directly. The goal is simple: fewer hours, more value. When you stop selling time and start building value, pressure fades. Your schedule becomes flexible. Your life expands. Freedom begins when time is no longer your currency. Chapter 12. Build systems that support your life. A system is anything that works without constant effort. Systems remove stress because they reduce decision-making. They create stability because they repeat reliably. Life without systems feels chaotic. Life with systems feels calm. Build systems for money. Build systems for work. Build systems for learning. Simple systems outperform complex ones. A daily routine, a weekly review, automatic savings, scheduled learning. Each system protects your energy. When systems support your life, you stop relying on motivation. Progress becomes predictable. Systems do not remove effort. They multiply it. Chapter 13. Use consistency as your secret weapon. Big results rarely come from big actions. They come from small actions repeated daily. Consistency beats intensity. Reading 10 minutes every day beats reading once a month. Saving small amounts regularly beats saving once in panic. Consistency builds trust with yourself. Each small win strengthens belief. Belief fuels momentum. Most people quit too early. Not because it doesn't work, but because it works slowly. Stay consistent. Time will do the heavy lifting. Chapter 14. Protect your focus in a distracted world. Focus is a form of wealth. Distraction steals progress quietly. Phones, noise, and endless information pull attention away from what matters. What you focus on grows. Protecting focus means setting boundaries. It means choosing what deserves your attention. Less noise creates more clarity. More clarity creates better decisions. Schedule focus. Limit distractions. Create space to think. Focus turns effort into results. Chapter 15. Redefine what success means to you. Many people chase goals they never chose. They copy definitions of success from others and wonder why they feel empty. Success is personal. For some, it is freedom. For others, peace. For others, impact. Define your version clearly. When your goals align with your values, effort feels lighter. Progress feels meaningful. True success gives you control over your life, not just applause. Chapter 16. Build habits that support. Wealth. Wealth is built through habits, not luck. What you do once does not change your life. What you do daily does. Small habits shape big outcomes. Saving regularly builds security. Learning daily builds value. Planning weekly builds clarity. Good habits remove chaos. They create order. Bad habits quietly destroy progress. They drain energy and delay results. Choose habits that support your future, not your comfort. Habits make discipline automatic. Automatic discipline creates freedom. Chapter 17. Learn to delay. Gratification. Most people want rewards now. Wealth rewards patience. Delayed gratification means choosing long-term results over short-term pleasure. It means saying no today so you can say yes tomorrow. Spending less than you earn. Investing instead of impressing. Building instead of escaping. Each decision trains your future. Delayed gratification is not deprivation. It is strategy. Those who wait wisely live freely later. Chapter 18. Create a life of calm, not pressure. Pressure comes from dependence. When your life depends on one income, one job, or one outcome, stress follows. Calm comes from preparation. Savings create safety. Assets create stability. Systems create peace. A calm mind makes better decisions. Better decisions build better lives. Wealth is not loud. It is quiet confidence. Chapter 19. Build for legacy, not just lifestyle. Lifestyle fades. Legacy lasts. Legacy is built when your work continues to help others after you step away. Teach principles. Share knowledge. Build systems that outlast you. Legacy wealth is not only money, it is wisdom. It is example. What you build today shapes lives tomorrow. Chapter 20. Choose freedom and begin. Now, freedom is a decision. It does not arrive one day in the future. It begins the moment you choose to build instead of drift. You do not need perfection. You need direction. Every small step matters. Every habit compounds. Every decision counts. You were never meant to survive endlessly. You were meant to build. Build assets. Build systems. Build a life that supports you. When you stop chasing money and start leading it, everything changes. Freedom is not luck. It is built, and it starts now.